Hi, and welcome back to another edition of Sandshark Bites. I'm one of your hosts, James Duffy, alongside my super cool friend here, the jelly in my donut, Mike Manning. Mike, how you doing today?
Thanks, James. I'm not sure about jelly in your donut, but I'm happy to be here and pretty excited for another edition.
That's right. We're going to kick things off with baseball, hitting the diamond.
That's it. Baseball team was off to St. Thomas this last weekend. Had a bit of a rough stretch down there. Struggled to get the bats going and overcome the power of St. Thomas, number 7 team in the country. So then they came home and a couple other rough situations, but we do have some positive, James. We got
a lot of positive things happening. The big news this week is the Irishman Alex Murphy.
Yeah, Alex Murphy was able to now hit a 14th home run in his career and now stands alone in the top of the Sandshark record book for career home runs.
And for those of you keeping a record book at home, that's Alex Murphy, Bobby Wenthe, not yeah. Bobby Dunphy. He's not hit any home runs.
No.
Bobby Wenthe and then Eric Armstrong. That's on your record book for home runs for a career here at USCB.
Yeah, so congratulations, Alex. Great job. It was absolutely no doubter line over the left field fence. It was smacked pretty hard. So. Nice piece of hitting there, and again, congratulations for reaching that milestone.
And that's the good news. We're in 7th place in the Sun Conference. We're on the outside looking in. They'll take 6 to the conference tournament, but we've got a lot of current conference games yet to play, and a lot of teams that we can bring home some wins with.
Yeah, we really do. Thomas University coming to town this weekend. Still have to see Kaiser a couple more times. So the opportunities are out there. You got Ave Maria as well, and you know, they take care of business and continue to really attack the small ball game that Coach Christian has brought here. They're going to be fine. It's just everybody buying in, getting the cuts they need in practice, and yeah, it's just one of those growing pains, I think, with the rebuilding situation from what we used to have in the power and pitching.
I'm confident we're going to see some postseason play. We're going to turn this around the last few weeks of the season here as we head into the graduation season as well. We've got a few seniors on that team that are going to graduate, but they won't be able to walk here on the Bluffton campus because they'll be at the Sun Conference tournament there.
Yeah, they'll be in Florida, and a little tough to be here at the same time, I guess.
It's a little tough, but we've overcome this obstacle before.
That's right.
We'll make sure they get their recognition and parents get pictures or something like that. Speaking of Ave Maria for a moment, the softball team saw Ave Maria play last Thursday, as a matter of fact. And,
they did.
We're going to show you some highlights taken from the field right now. So some fine highlights from that game against Ave Maria. We played 2 that day. And the first game, you saw number 5 there, Taylor Boykin, 2 triples on the day.
Yeah, Taylor, one of those leaders. She's young, but the team looks to her to have those big hits. You see her usually in the 2-hole for the Sandsharks right after Rachel Frankhauser. Both lefty slappers, extremely fast around the bases. And like you said, a couple triples on the day.
And she had a single on that same game as well. But, you know.
Yeah, she's done real well. And for someone who is small in stature, you see her play right field. She has a cannon for an arm. I've seen her gun down some runners from out there that you just don't expect from Taylor. And she does a great job out there defensively as well.
Yeah, and she's another great student to have here. We like seeing her around campus. She's real chatty and engaging, and often walking around with one of my favorites, Rachel Catt, who I see them together all the time. And that was also Faculty and Staff Recognition Day, thanks to the softball players who have made this an annual event by bringing out some of their faculty and staff that they like to appreciate. And we saw Libby Ricardo and Miss Beth from the lunch counter, and Kim Galloway Holmes and Dr. Molly Barnes, and lots of people coming out to be represented and acknowledged. We really do appreciate all the hard work, and appreciate that the softball players take the time to write a little note and thank you for it. But it was another. Oh, sorry, go ahead. You had something you want to say?
Oh yeah, and then we went into the weekend, and softball team able to take 2 more from St. Thomas University who visited, and then they played the #1 team in the country on Sunday, Georgia Gwinnett. It was a rainy day, and not able to take the 2 from Georgia Gwinnett. It was fun to see #1 team play and really see where you measure up, and that was also Strikeout Cancer Day.
Strikeout Cancer Day
for USCB.
And for that, we had cancer survivor and professor here on the USCB campus, Jane Violet, and that's where we sent Carlo to do some catching up.
That's it. Jane, she got to throw out the first pitch on the day, and then, like you said, Carlo spoke to her afterward. So we're going to take a look at that.
I'm so glad to be here. It is more than an honor for me to be here representing Strikeout Cancer Day with the student athletes at the University of South Carolina, Beaufort. The women on the softball team, amazing women. I've had them in class, and now I get to see them perform on the field. And I'm humbled, I'm really humbled by being a part of this day, and for them to have invited me as a breast cancer survivor to strike out cancer. And so just glad to be here. My pitch, I'm not very athletic. I can beat cancer, but I don't know about pitching a softball. It's way harder than I thought it would be. I don't know, all in all, I think I did okay.
Dr. Jane Violet, one of the really great ones here on the USCB campus.
Yeah, she really is, and I have the opportunity to have several of her students she's sent to me working in sports information, and it was fun to have her there, and then watching over the shoulder of those guys doing the calls and putting the pressure on them a little bit. So it's great to have her out at the park the other day.
Let's see, we've got a couple more interesting days. Softball's littered the second half of their season with special recognition days. So we had faculty and staff recognition. We had Alumna and Family Day on Saturday, Strikeout Cancer Day on Sunday, and still yet coming up, we've got Patriot Day, Armed
Protect
Services.
and Serve
Protect
Day.
and Serve Day, that's what it is, sorry.
That's what they're calling it, but you see first responders, you'll see military appreciation, all those kinds of things going on, and that's coming up April 14th.
And then next week,
yes,
it's Carrie Cochran Day.
Well, that's what she wants it to be called. But
it's Senior Day, and we only have one senior
day
this year. So catcher Carrie Cochran will be giving her regular senior farewell tour there.
Yeah, I anticipate probably a shorter ceremony than normal.
Probably a shorter ceremony.
as we do have one. But
we could have all the senior line up on the first baseline.
Yeah, but it's a special day for her, and we're excited to celebrate what she's done here at USCB.
That's all we got for softball. I think we're heading into a few games. We got a couple more Sun Conference games. We are tied for 4th place, but we are optimistic, and we're looking like we're going to see some postseason play there as well. But runners and jumpers,
runners, jumpers, throwers. You know, all of it going on track and field. They were down at University of North Florida this last week, and
Spring Break Classic or.
Yeah, Spring Break Invitational down there in Jacksonville, and it was a good outing for us. We saw some good things happen.
Yeah, we did. We're still waiting to see Betsy Douglas get that A standard.
Yes,
that's the big one we want.
She's
hit the B standard
this last weekend
in the 1500, and
yeah, time of 4:38. So she'll work on it. If you know Betsy at all, her work ethic
she was
will not allow her not
the
to.
Sandshark Bites Player of the Week many times last year, and probably the year
sure.
before too. But it was Jahari Williams who got an A standard in the 200 meter.
Yes, 24 seconds.
She's been doing
her times
great.
are still dropping. You know, that's just the best so far, and I think she ran a little faster last year, so it's all lined up for her, and no doubt she's going to drop even faster times in the next couple weeks.
And on the men's side of the track, not the men's and women's side, but you know, in the men's column of reporting, Daryl Dunham, I hate to say it, but his record from last year in the 400 meter was broken.
It was. He broke his own record.
He did break his own record, though.
But unfortunately for him, he was racing teammate Prince Simmons.
Which is great that the two of them were running together, but both of them within less than 3/10 of a second, they broke Daryl's record from last year. So
Prince just edged out Daryl in the record breaking, and now Prince Simmons owns the men's 400 meter dash
something
record.
Yes, right. So it goes
400
Prince
meter
Simmons.
dash is pretty impressive to me. It's like a run for me, but a dash for these guys. And
so it's Prince Simmons, Daryl Dunham in your record book there.
Yeah, and Prince Simmons came in at 48.65 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And Daryl will be graduating, I believe, in 5 weeks. Prince
right.
not.
No.
Yeah. So we've still got some running out of him yet.
That's right.
What's next for track and field?
Track and field, Savannah State Twilight will have taken place the time we see this, and then over the weekend they'll be down at University of Florida for the Florida Relays, one of the biggest events. Over 100 teams come down from all sorts of divisions and conferences from around the country. It's a big event, and hosted by or presented by Pepsi, and some of the events on the SEC network. So big event for the kids, a good opportunity for them to be down there taking part in that, and it's one of those premier events that you have on the calendar.
And we'll be looking forward to having some more golf scores for you. We men and women both on the road here shortly, but not
They're both headed to
week.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
That's right. The women taken to Mimosa Hills, hosted by Appalachian State up there, and the men will be over at Mount Olive for their intercollegiate over the Easter time here. So women are going to get going on Sunday, and the men will be going on Monday.
And we'll have full reports for you on next week's edition
That's right.
of Sandshark Bites. And we didn't talk about it, but the last thing we got to do, I believe the last thing we got to do is give us a Sandshark Bite Player of the Week.
And it's tough.
It is tough
because we usually go with records and hardware, these kinds of things, and I think in fairness, I think we should have two.
I really think that's setting a bad precedent. I think that's a terrible idea. Once you open that door, then we'll have two every week, and then we'll say, oh, we should have one for every team, and then...
well, then we have to redo our criteria.
Well, there's that. If you had to pick one of your two.
Oh, man.
You're the sports information director. We need some management direction.
I think we're going to go with the career home run record holder, as Prince Simmons still has time to drop some more seconds off his. So we're going to go with Alex Murphy, Sandshark Athlete of the Week.
All right. There you go. We'll take it. And for that, we congratulate you, Alex. Keep hitting them. We expect more out of you over the course of the next 5 weeks. And
no pressure.
Also, congratulations to runner-up Prince Simmons in this case.
Yeah.
And also,
for the record, I want the duel, but
the also ran Jahari Williams, who got the A standard this week. So
that's right.
we had a lot to choose from, but you heard the man; he had to make a decision.
Put it on me.
There you go.
Congrats, Alex.
And that's it for this week's edition of Sandshark Bites. We want to thank you for tuning in, and we will be back here again next week with more from USCB. So until then, keep those fins up.
At the University of South Carolina, Beaufort, we offer small classes, individual attention, and an affordable education in an atmosphere that fosters diversity and achievement.
We are students.
We field 9 Sandshark sports teams that compete in the Sun Conference.
We are athletes.
We are one university with 2 campuses serving the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia.
We are the Low Country.
We are the fastest growing 4-year school in the University of South Carolina system. We are USCB.